My family has sort of selective memory issues. My mom always says, I think my memory does it to protect me.
Yes.
Yeah. And I had chemo this year, so I have a lot of memory loss. I'm like a fish in a fishbowl at all times. I feel
Yeah,
like.
that will come back for
Yeah,
you.
I hope so.
I think that's not a surprise to me. And I'm glad to see that you're doing well. It's just a residue that builds up and you have a different focus.
Yeah.
And so you focus on that and then that'll come back.
I'm in the part where it's hard to see what the end of it. I keep being like, and then this, and then we'll be done this stage. And then it's never that end of that stage, you know?
Yeah. I I mean my husband just passed about 9 months ago.
Oh man.
And so that was another story, but
I'm
it's
so
like
sorry.
you think that, okay, this is what I can handle. And as your heart expands, as you go through the most difficult parts, you expand.
Yeah.
The possibilities grow.
That's a wild thing for you to be able to say 9 months in.
Yeah, it is. And it's fucking awful,
Yeah,
just awful. But anyway, he was amazing, my husband.
of course he was. Look at you.
Yeah. His name was Shotzi Gorman, and he was a world famous tattoo artist, a poet, dancer.
Mm.
He looked like he was in the mafia. And I mean, he's around all the time. He's like, gooses me in the kitchen, just like way different. But he did say, first thing, he was like, I cannot believe how good I feel. And I was like, that's great, honey, but I have some earth stuff to do. Like, come on.
You aren't being a proper woman, therefore you must be a witch. You must be a witch.
Lead me.
Okay, I sort of forget how to do it, but we'll figure it out.
I like that though.
Welcome, listeners. Welcome, friends. Welcome, witches. Welcome, ghosts. Welcome, old years and new years teetering on the edge in between of everything that has been and is about to be. Thank you for being with us in this moment with the Missing Witches podcast in the Circle of the Coven and with the visionary woman, tarot creator, artist, Kristine Gorman, someone who described her mind like a sunroof. The messages come in, and she accepted the name visionary woman, accepted her role as visionary, and accepted that the art came and the paintings came, and then shared them with us. I have her beautiful deck with me here, and we thought, what a beautiful way to be together as we leave this fucking year behind us.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for that introduction.
How are you? Who are you? Who have you been this year?
So I have been grieving this year, birthing my deck, which launched in August, creating illustrated another deck, trying to stabilize myself. I've been triumphantly creative
Hmm.
and satisfied with my creative work and trying to pay the rent as I do this and
Hmm.
having this uncertainty grow so big that faith in the present moment and the I Ching helps. So it's like triumphant and awful all at the same time. And it's really the juxtaposition is extraordinary. And I feel that as long as I'm doing something creative, then I can get through it.
I have tears in my eyes the way you describe that. I feel that so, so real. Holding on to the burning clarity of the disaster, of the heartbreak, and the way that it lets work come and the joyful, satisfying work that comes in that moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And that juxtaposition is such a huge teacher. It's quick learning. And sometimes I can be satisfied and get myself through And then it isn't until something triumphant happens where I actually break down.
Yes.
So it's not always okay to just tough it through, even though the only way is through. You got to feel all the feels. It's usually the triumphant thing where I turn around and I look at my cat and I'm like, Elizabeth, Alfredo, look, I made a tarot deck. It was just published, because as much as my husband was there for 25 years and through all of these experiences, he wasn't there when it came out, but I mean, he was there. The fact is, that he had purchased a pile of oil paint 30 years ago, like a pile of oil paint. And that is what I used throughout the deck, throughout this next deck, through all my paintings. So before I knew him, he was providing my supplies.
He was building this moment with you even before. That's so beautiful. The deck is so beautiful. It feels so familiar. I'm still getting to know the deck. I'm still sort of shuffling it and warming it up and smushing them around. It's gold edged. Every single one is a painting. And by familiar, I mean, I look at them and I feel like I know them. Are they all people that you know?
No, there's only one portrait, and that's Rachel Pollack.
That's Rachel. That's the only portrait.
Yeah, I mean, my King of Pentacles, James Baldwin, kept on coming up. And I was like, no, I'm not doing another portrait of anybody. And he kept on coming up. So it's not really a portrait, but you can feel his essence in there. What better King of Pentacles can you think of than James Baldwin? So I was like, okay, fine.
I'll allow it.
It's like a half portrait,
And so the other ones came out of the wood?
Yeah, they came out of the wood, my heart, my guts, my sunroof. Yep. All of that. You remind me right now of Temperance card because she has this hair, or like I should say, even say they. Like I really don't attribute gender to a lot of my people in my deck, but they have this pink hair just like your hat.
Oh,
I look at it and I'm like, that's totally you, man.
I could use a little temperance.
Yeah, that's good. This good balance. And Temperance has these malachite cups where it's like, you don't need anything else from anywhere else. And that healing of the malachite, that's what it's all about.
Who do you think you're going to be next year?
Oh, one triumphant bitch, man.
Fuck yeah, this is Kristine.
I am like, this is a whole new world. I am just unstoppable. I feel like a lot more traveling, even just like planning the traveling. So that feels like Europe. That feels like I'm just going other places. And, I'm not looking for partnerships, but I might do like a hussy tour of Europe just to fuck around a little bit.
Yes.
I figured that I was going to do that at some point in my life. So I guess that's what I might be doing.
Did you always have an open sunroof? And if you want to explain more about that phrase.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So whether it's undiagnosed ADD or ADHD or just being a big ass Leo, creative person, like I say, I have a PhD in dysfunction. I've been around the block, The circumstances are so fucked up, and look, it's like the lotus comes from the mud, right? This is how it goes.
I'm also asking about the visionary word, right? Like, I'm also asking about that aspect because you are so obviously someone who the sunroof isn't just saying what you think. It's also, it seems to me like things are coming to you. Like,
oh, yeah.
And how do you distinguish, or do you?
I was running my mouth as a child, saying all the inappropriate things that people didn't want to tell other people. I was called Morticia in high school. Now I'm reading people when they're asking me to. So I see clients at the market and they're like, their eyes get bigger. I'm like, look, man, I'm here for the vegetables. I'm not reading you right now. That's not how it works. So I have had that intentional commitment to say, hey, that's not on unless I'm reading. But I do get visions when I'm sleeping. I see things when I space out. I try not to read people and move around the world like that because it's just exhausting. So I really try to keep it in a boundary that's comfortable for me.
I think for many people in our circle, in our coven, we're so porous. That's why we went to the edges of things, you know?
Yeah. And that is why you have to be so fierce
Mm-hmm.
with your boundary as you're coming to awareness in your younger years. Everybody has their own special dysfunction from whatever family situation you come with. As you work that out, self protection is often self destructive. And so it's like once you turn that and flip that over, then you realize that you can protect yourself and how vital it is for your personal ecosystem to thrive and to even consider that you can thrive. If you are porous, you have to kind of figure out what radio station that is, what voice that is, and turn the ones that are important up and turn the other ones down. I have made this commitment to whatever comes in comes out of my mouth too. Like I'm not filtering these things. But I start when I pick up the cards and I stop when I put them down.
Mm.
Because these are my gifts and it's like I love to help and contribute, but there has to be consent, you know. I did a radio show for a while, an FM radio show. People would call in from all over the world. You know, this is like, even by accident, they would call in. And so I'd be like, well, you're live on the air. Would you like a tarot reading? You know, it's the strangest thing. So even though they might have accidentally called, it was like, I asked that question, would you like a reading? Because it's sometimes inappropriate for me to help unless asked. And that's a hard lesson to learn. That it's inappropriate for you to go off of your centeredness to assist somebody because everybody has their stuff. But, you know, it happens. And then we go, okay, I got it. I got the lesson. I Ching is a really good reminder and will help, you know, your ego be small. Because I think that's usually the fucker in anything. Is the doubt, the ego, that kind of thing.
The I Ching got me through a lot of the times in my life where I felt the most out of control and got that message over and over again. Your control is in fact limited. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to move through this.
Well, that's what I call the fuckery. And that's like kind of my tagline, resist the fuckery. I have stickers. It's like things out of your control.
This is a great message for end of the year, especially end of this year.
Yes.
We're going to resist being crushed and resist the fuckery.
Yes.
Would you pull, how about 1, 2, 3, you tell me, cards for the listener audience
Sure.
about what do we take from this year?
That's a great question. Ace of Swords reversed. You have the sculpted face on a dagger, really, essentially, right? But it's reversed. I did this tarot meetup at Barnes and Noble. And there was 2 15-year-old young ladies, and they were like excited, but they were just too new to even think about walking them through a tarot spread. So I was like, okay, let's read for a movie, a story, or something that everybody knows so we can get to know these cards a little bit. And one 15-year-old young lady says, can we do Romeo and Juliet? First card that comes up, Ace of Swords reversed. It all starts with a dagger. Of course, this is also about not overthinking it. All my aces have the same background. And the Ace of Swords is definitely this thought, this thinking, this muscle of imagination, of plotting, of planning, of making the plan, right? And so it's like, it being reversed, I think is so cool because it feels like the dagger is upright, like it was upside down before. But it also feels like we are in the upside down right now. And so this idea of trying to think our way through it is not going to work. It's a new game board. I feel like we kind of got pummeled or thrown into 2025, and it's been completely different ballgame. Nothing that we've ever been familiar with is here. And it feels like onions. I don't know why that is, but that's what it feels like. Second card. Wow. Okay. 9 of Wands reversed. So 9 of Wands, I feel that even though it's a fire wandy thing, I feel like it's a very psychological card.
She's bandaged, running, holding up a green dress.
But she's almost escaping the black and white. I call it death by beige. It's like this black and gray kind of thing. And all of these wands are just regular wands. But she's walking toward color, and she's walking toward wands that have little buds on them. So it is rejection of conforming. It is a resist the fuckery poster girl. Mm-hmm. Because I think that what we think of success, what we think of as good, the people that say that they're trying to be good, these are the people that you have to be really afraid of, because you're either good or you're not, you know? Like you can say fuck off and still be good. You know what I mean? It's like this false purity. I am the queen of reversals. That just happens to be something I've dubbed myself because it just seems like happens all day long. But there is a kind of repetitive pattern here where it's like you got wands, this flame, this spark. It's strange. It's weird. And you have this sword, suit of air. So it's like, it's a little dirt devil, you know, kind of a flame tornado. like what's going on? I think we all feel that. Third card is going to be the kicker. Aw, 4 of Wands. So if we take the Ace of Swords as our thought process to support our success, which is a 4, right? Stable, ideally, right? And we chop 5 of those wands off, we get 4. So what does that also mean? That means we need to be more selective about what supports our success. 4 of Wands is a harmony of environment. It's a gathering, and there's other people there. I purposely didn't put any people in this card because as we get older, it's really hard to find places that we can relax in. Whether there's people or not, if you choose your environment that you have a harmony with, an affinity with, this is going to help everything. This is going to be the probiotic, the lubricant. It's going to help everything move better. The Ace of Swords is kind of an isolated card. It's all by itself. 9 of Wands, that's pretty isolated as well. So how do we set the environment up to embrace however we are in harmony? It's really about putting our harmony top of the list. So if we're walking away from 2025 with this kind of fuckery that we've been dealing with, which is all very real for everybody, and we say, well, I mean, personally, in my experience, I've been in a house that's 4,000 square feet, you know? Oh, the great big house. I've never been happier in my 1-bedroom apartment. This is perfect for where I'm at. So it's like, what's important, prune what isn't. There's worry in life, right? You just try to choose what's possible, what you can do, and where you can find that harmony. Coming out of 2025, my takeaway is no matter what happens, there is a harmony of environment that we can thrive in. So I feel like 2026 is all about how are you going to make that happen? It does feel like we depend on ourselves more than ever. We are solving the equation.
Can you describe that last card? What does it look like? What a strange, beautiful, weird little being there. Do you remember painting that one?
My happy trifecta is to be able to paint, work, and read for clients. That was my happy trifecta. It's this idea of what is the sun and the moon to you? You know, it's the little bubbles that you see in sunlight, and fairies. And there's 4 wands at the entrance to a tent, and there is this like garland of fruit and flowers. And so it is this idea that if you were walking into your heaven, what would it look like? There's a lightness to it. And there isn't a threat to stability. The first 2 cards were definitely a threat to your mental stability, this idea of creating fire in your world as opposed to scorched earth policy. It's like this idea of a balance, of alignment. That's really what it's about. Because you know you're going to have your stresses, but how can we stand on our feet in a strong way. Yeah. So what is the sun and the moon to you? Pretty good takeaway from 2025 that was brutal.
It was brutal. But it really, I think for yourself and myself in our personal lives, and maybe for our listeners in the global sense, we have had to get stripped down to that core of that question. What is the sun and the moon for me?
Which leaves me grateful.
Yeah, me too.
You know, because I know who I am. And I'm not going to let anything get in the way of me being myself, however the fuck I want to roll with that. And to be creative and make art and express myself. Like I've got new projects I'm working on. And so, I mean, I don't really like the word widow, but I've seen stuff just pop up on my thread. For women, they're just like, I don't know who I am without my spouse. I don't have that issue. This man that was my witness for over 25 years is like in a different form. And so it's huge. He was planetary. He was like a demigod, you know. I'm like, I'm not picking up these lightning bolts. Are you picking up these lightning bolts? Because I'm not doing it. It was kind of extraordinary. And what a space to be kind of open to. In this loss, I've realized I didn't really realize how big my energy was because his was huge.
Right.
And so now I sit here and I'm like, oh, that's why I didn't have a lot of friends in high school. Right. People didn't know what to do with that. So this idea that I am grateful for being able to develop the skills I was born with and make something of that. Mm. And so, you know, that's fucking amazing.
Did you have a concrete connection to a spirit world before your husband passed? Were you someone that like you knew, you were familiar with ghosts, or you felt like you had like a understanding of what that side was like?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that language, that communication, things come through in readings quite often, a message from somebody, but I'm not actually calling them up, you know, exactly. A lot of times in readings, I don't really know the answer to something unless somebody asks me a question.
And then you just know.
But when I read cards for people, I don't want to know anything. So I just spit out all this stuff for like a half hour. Often they're completely freaked out. And then I'm like, do you have any questions? And they're like, what the fuck? That whisper, my guides, my higher self, somebody else's loved ones, they drop stuff in all the time, but they can do it anonymously. I read for a client once years ago, and I was like, do you have a brooch that's garnet and gold? And this woman was like, no, no, no. I was like, okay, but if you have one, she's like, maybe I'll ask my mom. I was like, you do that. You let me know. And she calls me up. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I asked my mom if she has a garnet and gold brooch. She goes into her jewelry area and she's like, oh yeah, I have this. Oh, I forgot to give you this. And underneath this,
listeners, my jaw dropped.
yeah. She's like, underneath this garnet and gold brooch is a letter from her deceased grandmother that she was supposed to be given when she graduated high school, and a platinum emerald ring from her grandmother that her mother just seemed to forget to give her. So she was like 24 at the time. And she was like, yeah, garnet and gold brooch. Like I had a whole treasure of from my grandmother. So, you know, your grandmother's here. It doesn't come to me like that. Right. But the specifics are important. So that's how it's been for me.
Do you ever question your sanity and then remember that moment and be like, no, I'm totally talking to ghosts?
I'm 53, so I've made peace with whatever the fuck is happening.
Whatever it is.
When I was younger, what do we focus on? It's like, I was too big, too small, all this superficial stuff. Now I'm in my overall era, right? I wear overalls every day. And I'm still trying to embrace that physicality. That's like, hey, I'm bigger now.
Yeah, I noticed it in myself too. I never noticed it so much until I started editing a podcast and was like,
Yes.
what are you talking about, lady? Me, always
Yeah, yeah,
to myself.
that's great.
I want to know about your card feeling, your sunroof open feeling for 2026.
Oh, okay. I'm ready for it. I did put those 3 cards back
Okay.
into the deck.
Kristine got disconnected. She will be back. Here we go. She's back. You're muted, but you're back. I'm going to spotlight you.
Mute.
There you are.
Oh my gosh.
Your computer bumped you. You're about to tell us about the future.
You know, it's done that for me a couple times lately where it's trying to answer the question with a no. And I think that's pretty fucking funny. Let me just get myself resorted.
Take your time. You
Did
have
I?
great,
What?
you have great art.
So I think that you need a bit of a light. Being prepared. I think it's really nice to be prepared. I just feel like I'm not being prepared. Okay. So my art, the circle, the dragon, that's Shotzi's. I have
Mm,
a Belfort Toulouse Lautrec poster.
mm.
An actual one that fell out of the back of a painting.
Whoa.
So now I can't see myself because I'm blind, but I don't need to see myself. I'm going to throw cards for 2026.
Okay, thanks.
I love a whole smartphone that didn't take that long. Get me going.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, that's right, man. 2026, here we go.
Mm.
Can't see that.
Tell us about it. Tell us
Two of
about.
Wands does not have any people in it.
Mm.
And so Smith will have this dude on the roof. It's this idea of looking out and kind of preparing and planning. I didn't put a person in there because I feel that this is before things happen. Or before you show up, you have to prepare. That's mentally, that's physically, that's all those things. So this idea of alignment and harmony and environment and what it is that you need for your own ecosystem to thrive, that means planning and preparation. 10 of Wands. That means don't mind fuck yourself and be like, oh my God, I'm completely intimidated by all of this shit that I have to do to help myself and create this environment. We will totally freak ourselves out. That's unnecessary and avoidable. So it is this idea of take it step by step. I mean, I say that when I'm like, oh, I need to clean my apartment, as little as it is, I still kind of get overwhelmed, but chop wood, carry water. If I just start in one corner and do it step by step, that's okay. Third card, 2026. Woo, Page of Wands. This is all about, it actually says truth in there.
Hmm.
And I feel that the page is, one, it's all wands, right? It's a fiery year. But the page proclaims the plan, proclaims the truth, proclaims the path. This is what is happening. So if we have that reversed, talking about truth, then it's in a day and age where information flows so fast, you can get information about anything anywhere. This idea of what's even real or true is important. There's kids in Norway, they are taught in school to identify propaganda and what is real and what isn't in social media. They want to invest in their youth to be able to call bullshit on stuff. I think that's really exciting. So it's this idea of so much not being true. And that makes me feel like there's going to be people that have a real rude awakening when they realize what is true and what isn't. And maybe what they were believing is not the way that it is. And so that's going to be a hard lesson for a lot of people. But if we are just, like, we're not quicker picker uppers, right? Not our circus, not our monkeys. We're supposed to be focusing on planning our environment and our own personal alignment in our ecosystem. So that's their lesson to learn. We can't put out all the fires, but we can stabilize ourselves and prepare for that. And this 10 of Wands, I love this 10 of Wands. It's like, we think we're doing a good job if we're lifting other people's burdens and helping and being generous. I try to do that all the time, but I can't compromise myself for it. It's better for me and everyone that I love in my environment to make sure I'm okay. It's more than self-preservation. I want harmony. And that might come with some rage and fire, a kind of fierceness. I'm not afraid to be fierce anymore. And that's a good place to be. I think that's great for 2026 because those cards talk about what's actually happening as opposed to, oh, we're all going on a journey. It's not like that. It's like, man, 10 wands. I got to bring it down to 2, prepare. 9 wands. I got to bring that down to 4 and prepare. So it's like even numbers. So that's inspiring to me. It's something we can work with.
It's doable.
You're so sweet. You know that?
Thanks. You too.
Yeah, you're like a little dandelion.
They told me that's how they described the kind of cancer that I had, like dandelion clocks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that might be a good fairy to talk to, is the dandelion fairy. That might be some good medicine.
I've been haunted by yellow a lot recently. Saw it so much, and then a big infection came back like for the 5th time, and then it was sort of finally moving through this recurring infection, and then found out that the bacteria that was causing the infection has the word aureus in it because it's a yellow sunshine bacteria.
Wow.
Kept seeing it everywhere. Like, why is everything in my life everyone talking about yellow?
I have to say that I've had an aversion to yellow most of my life. I can't wear it. It doesn't look good. I started to realize that in my paintings that weren't working, the very thing I needed was yellow.
Interesting.
So it was like, okay, I can. And sometimes it's just so important to use it, even to combat, right? So it's the color of the sun. This idea of burning it, using it is great. My husband was this amazing tattoo artist, and I have yellow ink. And it was like, no, not yellow. I mean, that was my big thing. Like, no, not yellow. I don't like yellow. He's like, trust me.
You need this.
It can't be red,
Right.
I said, fine. But again, it's like a lifelong thing that I've had an aversion to. And it's made its way into the harmony through my creativity.
My daughter's middle name is Marigold. I'm very pro a marigold yellow,
How old is she?
7.
Oh, 7 is so fun. Oh my God. My son is 21 now. And so it's all like, hey, you want to go for a drink? He's like, sure.
So fun. My daughter's just like, when can I come to the coven circles?
I have rage.
When do I come? In my coven, we sort of sit and talk to a computer. I feel like at 7, you're really going to like that part.
Get some dirt, playing some dirt.
Maybe when we're dancing around a fire, you could come, but
that's awesome. I love that.
Do our best, eh?
Yeah.
Do you have any closing words for folks sitting on the cusp of this new year?
I feel that it is very much that we're not alone. And what I've learned is that it's not just about the silence that's important. It's knowing the silence, knowing your personal silence that helps you seek what you need. And it's like sometimes we feel isolated or rejected or not fitting into whatever the fuck is happening. And it's this idea, once you know your silence, you know exactly what you need and where you need to go. And that's an inside job. Once we know our silence, then we can gather. You know, there's different kinds of gathering, right? Yeah.
There's different kinds of gathering, listeners, and we are together in the darkness that we create, in the coven that we create in the dark between our ears. We are together here in the new year or wherever you find this. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us, Kristine, and thank you for this incredibly beautiful deck, Visionary Woman Tarot, available now everywhere. You can order it through all fine indie witch booksellers or get it online, get it brought to you. It's golden edged, it's soft, and every single image was hand painted.
Even if we feel unprepared, we can still leap. Resist the fuckery.
You must be a witch.